Thank you all for that tremendous response I received for the last video, the fake Swiss marriage certificate of December 25th, 2023. To follow up, I thought I'd provide a little background, of course, that the strategic kidnapping of my daughter did not start with the fabrication of a Swiss marriage certificate to falsify a divorce in March 2017. It began before that. A little background. First of all, I got married to my wife in September of 2014 in Seattle, Washington, and my daughter was conceived in the United States in November 2015. My wife goes back to Switzerland December 2015 to visit family. A couple weeks later, she finds out that she's 4 to 6 weeks pregnant. After she finds out she's 4 to 6 weeks pregnant, and also barred from returning to the United States of America because she came here with a visitor's visa and had overstayed it and could not return now because of a visa bar. We now had to file with the United States Immigration Services in January 2016 for visa bar removal, first of all, 9 months process, and then the following 9-month process of the spouse visa so that they could all come home. Well, for that entire 2 years, I was a part of their life and living in two places between Seattle, Washington, and Switzerland, and taking care of my family. And little did I know that when my daughter was born at Vermont Hospital, Freiburg, Switzerland, in August 16th, 2016, that my wife had began lying to me and told me that the reason I could not sign the Swiss birth certificate was because I was not Swiss. And while the deceit had began, I was there in Switzerland taking care of my daughter day and night for months at a time, living in between the United States and Switzerland for the entire year, 2016 months at a time, 2017 months at a time, up to May 2017. Well, there was an overlapping process that began in early 2017 with the falsified Swiss marriage certificate and fake divorce proceedings. Prior to that, we agreed the day Cassandra was born to name her Cassandra Amina Prasad. However, I found out months later that my wife had lied to me at the hospital saying that I couldn't sign the birth certificate because I'm not Swiss. Well, I believed her, and everyone else spoke English, and I didn't argue. I trusted her, and I left it alone because USCIS proceedings with the U.S. Immigration Services were already in effect. It didn't matter to me all the legalities that were going on in Switzerland, and of course, inexperienced with these proceedings, I didn't know that it was necessary to get my name on the birth certificate, and neither did she. So, to initiate the fake marriage with the fake divorce, they needed a real birth certificate. Here is the real birth certificate made on June 13th, 2017, Cassandra Amina Prasad, with her father and mother's name. Because previously, in August 2016, the story at the hospital was, I'm just a friend visiting. While going back and forth at the hospital day and night, bringing food and clothing, etc., and taking care of my wife and daughter, infant. The hospital workers were under the impression that I'm a friend. And my wife made this fake birth certificate, Cassandra Amina Jaksic, without my knowledge or consent, while I was there on Swiss territory. Nevertheless, here is what my daughter's real name is, Cassandra Amina Prasad, and nobody's going to change it because she is, of course, a United States citizen. Cassandra Amina Prasad, born in Switzerland. citizen of the United States of America. And there has been attempts for changing her name by my wife within the past couple of years while I was under the impression that I was divorced. And it turns out that I'm not divorced. Here you see a real consular report of birth abroad of a United States citizen. Constitutes her birth certificate as a United States citizen. And in my last video of the fake Swiss marriage certificate, you didn't get to see what the real marriage certificate looked like. That came from Seattle, Washington in September 2014. Here's what the real marriage certificate looked like. That is still in effect for the past 9 years, going on a decade, by Judge Leon Lum, I think. So what do I do, folks? Still married, 9.5 years later. And Cassandra is still a United States citizen, and I still have equal custody rights of my daughter, while none of the access rights and proceedings and restrictions and go to CPS and organized visitation, any of it is lawful.